If you're into Stranger Things on Netflix and have seen season 4, you'll come to see that they're highlighting secrets of the power of sound and music, the science of which is revolutionizing technology. Just like this AI software out of MIT called Speech to Face.
This AI from MIT can take a voice recording and show roughly what the person looks like.
They've trained it to only make generalizations of age, gender, and ethnicity, but theoretically, it's capable of matching an identity with a voice. This is almost a reverse engineering of how dolphins detect what's in front of them. Dolphins project a sonic beam in front of them, which bounces back to them with the same frequency they emitted, but now with encoded information about the object that the wave touched. Their brains translate that sound into a 3D visual object. Researchers took those same frequencies and found that a CymaScope technology can translate them into 3D images in likely the same way. This may be the same method that Daniel Kish used to teach himself echolocation after going blind. Now Daniel can ride bikes, draw the world around him, and even see around corners. But Daniel achieved this by training his brain to do what the dolphins do.
Music records itself in our motions and emotions.
Sound changes the way we behave.
The frequency that the dolphin emits carries information about the forms of the objects around it. The human voice can carry information about the look of the human who spoke. What does this say about sound and information? John Stewart Reid, a British acoustic researcher, posited that because the cochlea of the ear, which is only 30 millimeters long when unwound, is too small to capture a full oscillation of long wavelengths, such as the 12.37 meter wave from the lowest note on a piano. This implies that all the information needed to understand a sound is not spread along the waveform, but encoded in every part of the wave. It's fractal information in the form of sound. If sound emitted by an object carries fractal information about the whole object, much like a tiny seed can grow into a giant tree, and a voice sample can inform a computer what the human looks like, what then can intentionally organized sound, like music, do for dementia patients? Let's peek at a beautiful film called Alive Inside.
Music has more ability to activate more parts of the brain than any other stimulus. Music seems to be a cultural invention which makes use of parts of the brain developed for other purposes. Not only auditory parts, but visual parts, emotional parts, and at a lower level in the cerebellum, or the basic parts for coordination.
When we are young, music records itself in our motions and emotions. Luckily, these are the last parts of the brain touched by Alzheimer's.
What was life like when you were a little girl?
Oh, God, I've forgotten so much. I've forgotten so much.
I want you to try and let the music take you back into your memories. To travel back into time. And then we'll stop and you can tell me where it took you. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I worked in Kings County 9 years, the building in Kings County. My birthday, November 20th, 19. I was in the wartime. I didn't know I could talk so much.
Your music, okay? And then you tell me if it's too loud or not, okay?
I supposed to sing with this?
You can if you like. When I first met him, he was very isolated, and he used to always sit on the unit with his head like this. He didn't really talk to much people. And then when I introduced the music to him, this is his reaction ever since.
Music is inseparable from emotion. So it's not just a physiological stimulus. If it works at all, it will call the whole person, the many different parts of their brain and the memories and emotions which go with it. So in some sense, Henry has reacquired his identity for a while through the power of music.
What does music do to you?
Give me the feeling of love. No man, figure right now the world need to come into music, singing. You got beautiful music here. Beautiful, oh, lovely. And I feel the band of love, dream. The Lord came to me, made me holy. I'm a holy man. So he gave me these sounds.
Here you go, you hold this. There you go.
I feel like I'm one with the world.
A holy man, one with the world. How does music from our past make us whole once again, if not for the organization of sounds intentionally moving emotions like neurons through our whole being and all that we're connected to? Are we suffering from a collective amnesia, a forgetting of who we are, where we come from, and what matters most? Can this collective illness be reversed with the power of music? In the Netflix show Stranger Things, the character Max was caught in a dark dimension, and the only thing that could bring her back to who she truly is was music from her past.
Now!
Stranger Things is filled with hidden themes about research on children and telepathic abilities that legitimately happened in many developing countries. A declassified document from the Department of the Army showed the incredible power of sound and frequency on the brain, known in the 1980s. With this power in the wrong hands, a species-wide dementia could likely be induced, all with the power of frequencies. In the right hands, maybe a global healing and remembering could take place. Perhaps this was the ancient technology being used by our ancestors as they engaged in shamanism, walking between the worlds, using drums, chanting, plant medicines, and special attention on the question, who am I?